what do you call it, a link to share, and then we'll go from there. So I know we're running live on the StreamYard. We're not running live yet on the other thing. Link. Oh, dadgummit. Okay, let's see here. What's live right now? Let's see if it's going to give me this link. Come on, you piece of trash. So did you have a pretty good week this week?
It was just a week, man. I didn't do nothing, just work. Just work. That's all I can say. Mm-hmm. Just work. Nothing spectacular.
Yeah, just work. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I had to say, man, thankfully, I had the smoking sweetness and the tacos every day come back in stock. But you know what? It's crazy because like as soon as I restock something and start shipping it out, it's almost like I have to reorder again. So like I basically have to reorder that smoking sweetness again. And there's a couple other flavors that are not mysteriously, but are all of a sudden, what is it? All of a sudden needing to be restocked again. I'm like, dang, I swear I just restocked that. Like, you know, I just, but it's like, I don't know. It won't, what am I trying to say? The timing of everything when there's new stores that order, sort of overlaps my restock times. So it's not a bad problem to have. Come join us on YouTube here. Let's see here. Oh, I need to put some music on this. It's not a bad problem to have. It's just that I need to get better personally about maybe for some of these things on the next order, maybe one of them I just need double order. I don't know what it is, but you know what I mean? I don't know. Oh wait, here we go. What song do we want to play for our
intro? Good question.
Just for the story on Instagram. I remember that song. Just pick like 5 artists. No, pick 3 artists.
3 artists random. Lil Yachty, Tekashi 6ix9ine, Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay. You chose violence today, didn't you?
Yeah, let's just go with violence.
You did. All right. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Lil Uzi. I don't know why.
Sure. Ice Spice.
Yeah, let's go with Ice Spice. 4th artist. We'll go with that.
You know, man, surprisingly,
you like her music?
No, I hadn't even heard it. Lil Yachty's last album was actually pretty dope, man. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was highly surprised. I did not know he was going to go in that direction. Lil Boat.
In her mood. I don't know. Wow. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Wait, maybe it's changed color. Okay. Okay, we're good now. All right. Let me close this. Jared, what did you do? What did you do just now? Okay, I'll go back. All right. Well, let me switch the banner around, and then we will be able to hit the live button.
All right.
You know, do either one of your kids, when they wake up, like, you know, do they? I don't know if they start explaining their dream or whatever it is, do they like get extremely detailed and like their dreams seem to be like a 30-minute show?
Oh, that's one of my kids and my wife. So
Yeah, that's funny.
yep,
Savannah
all the
is that
time.
one.
Oh boy.
Yeah. If Savannah remembers her dream, she will go on, and it is definitely like about 10-minute dream, 10 minutes worth of this is what my dream was. And you know, normally you expect people to say, "Oh, I just had a weird dream about, you know, like walking through a cartoon land or something like that." Sounds like, "Oh no, we got there. You know, I met Roger Rabbit, and then he took me on a ride to, you know, to Flavortown, and we saw Guy Fieri."
Wow.
And I ate a filet mignon. Yeah, but a cartoon.
That's
okay.
Funny.
All right, here we go.
Funny.
We'll hit the 3, 2, 1 whenever you're ready, and we'll get cracking.
Yeah, you could go ahead and click it because I've been recording for a little bit.
And so on the live episode, this is 7 minutes in. So there you go.
Sweet.
So, all right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we talk about Crack Sharknado. All this and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew.
Crack Sharknado.
Crack shark.
Cool.
Cocaine Sharknado. Cocaine
Sharknado.
Apparently, they think that sharks in the Atlantic or something like that, the Caribbean, are feasting on cocaine. That
I was waiting for you to say snorting cocaine.
Yeah, they're snorting it underwater. That has been dumped by smugglers in the Caribbean and the Gulf. That's crazy, man. And that's why they're acting all like frenetic and coming up to the beach, testing people. Forget that. Woo. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 257 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I am the one they call the spicy black man in Utah, Jalapeno J.
Spicy black man, the only black man in Utah. You ever seen that movie, the last man in San Francisco?
No, I don't think so.
It's a pretty good movie. It starred what's my man's name? From just got in trouble. King the Conqueror. What was his name? Why can't I remember his name at a point like this? What I want to say, it's not Michael B. Jordan. Played alongside Michael B. Jordan.
Let me see. How old was this? Oh, this is what's his name? Yeah, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. There you go. Why couldn't I think of his name? Yeah. Anyway, Last Man in Utah could be pretty good movie. Anyway, I'm Jay. Just Jay. Hey, I'm Jay. On all your socials, hey, it's Jay_80.
Yeah. The unfortunate part about that movie, the budget was $3 million. They boxed office only 4.6. So I guess they made their money back.
Barely.
But not a lot more than that.
Yeah, it was more or less an independent type movie. So
like one of those Cannes movies.
Yeah.
For Cannes and Sundance. Well, cool, man. Well, hey, Jay, what is up? So I know you have a question of the day. So what's your question?
All right. So, I mean, I posted this up on Instagram, or I just say I was perusing around on Twitter and I saw this. And of course, we as Twitter Twitter, followers and watchers and readers, a lot of folks don't do background checks and cross reference and fact check and all this other stuff. So I just like, this must be true because somebody just won $1 billion from the Powerball.
Yeah.
So I was like, and it had Forbes magazine on the little Forbes sign on it. I was like, oh, this must be true. It's Forbes. It's coming from a reputable source. So it says, somebody tweeted, congratulations to the IRS on winning the $846.3 million Mega Millions jackpot. And the article says, winner of $1.28 billion lottery gets $433 million after tax. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Would I be, or the question is to you, would you be happy? Would you be content with the situation, or would you be totally pissed if the IRS took $846 million out of your 1.28? You'd have been pissed.
Yeah, Billy. I'll tell you what, man. Like, I had a conversation with my wife about that the other day, and I told her that, and she's like, "Well, at least you got 400 mil," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess, but dang, I mean, 800." Like when you win that, in your mind, psychologically, you're like, "Dang, I got $1 billion." You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I won $1 billion. And then when the IRS is like, not so fast, my friend, and takes 2/3. Just think about that. The IRS, the taxes take 2/3 of what you won. Now, obviously, for me, in my mind, I'd be like, dang, I just want that. I just want more of that 800 that they're taking. But then when you break it down a bit and you take yourself away from the situation like we currently are, is none of that money was yours in the first place. The only part of that money that was yours was the $5 or $10, whatever you spent on a lottery ticket.
On the ticket.
You know what I'm trying to say? The rest of it really don't belong to you. So would you rather have the $10 back? Would you rather have the 400 mils or some more of that 800 mil? And while I would love to have some more of that 800 mil, I think I could get by on the 400 mil and put it somewhere to invest it to let it grow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I was like, I would have been pissed as well, but like you said, $430-some million is, it's not bad, but in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, dang, I should have been closer to a Billy than this, half a Billy, But in actuality, the lady, I think she got close to $800-something million. So I guess she was good.
That's still good, man. I mean, hey, you know what? I still would not be sad about that. We'll just say it like that.
No, not at all. So until the IRS come knocking at your door every year.
Yeah. And like, hey, what's up? You still got that 400?
Yeah, with some
let me get a piece.
They'll have some little stipulation as to why they need to take some more taxes out.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. The one thing though about winning the lottery to me is I look at those like, My Lottery, Dream Home TV shows, and The Lottery Changed My Life and The Lottery Destroyed My Life show. I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people who, wins the lottery and, then like all the crazy stuff goes down all of a sudden. It seems like that type of stuff follows a lot of those people. Or, they'll win the lottery. They'll go and buy this like $3 million house and they don't save enough money or invest enough money, whatever it is, to be able to pay for the property taxes year in and year out after that. Because like, I wonder, I can't remember what the statistic is, but there was some statistic saying like how long, lottery winners go from, winning the lottery to being broke all over again, or, winning the lottery to losing their homes that they bought with it. And it's like some crazy, statistic that is way shorter than you would imagine if you have somebody who won, $400-500 million. Like, it's just they just don't make good money decisions. And a lot of times, I don't know, man, you think about things like, dang, what could I do with $400 million? I'll buy a Maserati. I'm going to buy all my family a house. Like all this stuff you think about that you're going to do. Next thing you know, that 400 million is like, 50,000,
Yeah.
And what do you do,
Yeah. This so funny smart. Because, we, buddy of mine, a couple buddies, we joke about that, it's like, dang, we win the lottery, we get this money. I'm gonna buy me a cheetah, couple cheetahs that's gonna chauffeur me around town.
Just cheetahs.
Gonna have them trained, just a whole bunch of random, dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'd splurge on some dumb stuff. Something that wouldn't make any sense. So
there would definitely be some splurging on dumb stuff, but also hopefully there's one person that has enough influence on your life that you would hear them say, hey, put some of this up so it can grow for you, and and make like a plan of what you're going to do with that money. This is how you could tell that we're getting a little bit older, because years ago, if we won that 400 million, we were like, oh man, like you said, you talk about all the stuff you're gonna buy.
Oh man, more shoes.
Not even not even caring about if that money's gonna ever disappear.
Yeah.
And now it's like, make a smart money move with some of that and put it away. It's always smart to make a good money decision. But yeah, man, in the moment, if you're the one that won, like, it would be crazy. Did you see the video of the lady who they said, I guess the lady who was claiming that she won, and she was like running away from she ran away from the store, like, like after she had thanked the person, and she was just trying to, I don't know, I guess she was leaving or something like that, and she was saying she won. But apparently the store owner said that it was another lady who also claimed that they were the winner.
Interesting.
So it could have been two different people, I guess it claimed. But the store that sells the ticket also gets a portion of the winning.
Yep.
I can't remember what the percentage is, but they also get a cut. So, I mean, that'd be cool. Be a store owner, catch a cool 10 mil for no reason.
Yeah, very true. Could do that.
That would be nice. Anyway, that's a good question of the day. You can, let's see here. I think we should ask the people, to leave us a voicemail about how they would spend their multi-bills, whatever. How do we do that?
Oh, you could do that, people. 3853 BL AKPC or 385-325-2572 is where you can call. And actually, we have a couple responses on that post.
Oh yeah.
So let me go. Joshua Brown, aka J Brownie 17 on Instagram, says, I'm figuring out how to help as many people as I can while making sure they can't touch as much as possible.
Makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah, makes sense. Had to think about that. Whatever Man Pod, shout out. If I'm 400 mil up and didn't have to work for it, I don't care about what I didn't get or should have got. So yeah, that's what's up. 433 mil.
Yeah, that is.
Didn't have to work for it.
I'd be fine. I think I'd be all right.
Yeah, you'd be good. You'd be cool.
Wait, you telling me $433 million for free?
For free.
That's it? For free 90 free? Like for real? Yeah.
Free 99.
I'd like to think that I would still drive around in just like, the same old basic car, that I have, and still have some of that aspect of my life. But, until you're in that situation, you never know how you're going to react.
You never know. I always tell myself I'm going to continue working just for a while.
You ain't gonna work there no more.
Now, I'm just saying for a while, just for a while. I won't say I'm gonna try to get myself fired, but I'm just gonna be doing a lot of reckless stuff. Just be like, yeah. And just one day I'm like, I'm out of here. Deuces.
Yeah. Be like, I accidentally sent this email to our competitor. Is that cool?
Ooh, boy.
Know?
Yeah.
That is grounds for dismissal immediately.
That is grounds for prison time at my job. Anyway.
Yeah. You don't want to do anything that.
I do not want to.
You don't do anything that reckless. Yeah.
No.
Same with mine. That would be it. But accidentally replying back to your boss with how you actually feel about whatever changes they just made. That would be something.
I can't tell you how many times we've been on like group chat, work chat, and there's like multiple different chats going on. That's why I don't say much anything nowadays. I just keep to myself, because sometimes in the past I'd get reckless and just post something up or reply to something, and it would be in the whole group chat so everybody could see, as well as my boss. And let's just say I've had like multiple outside conversations about things I've said. So
Jay, we're gonna have to talk to you about what you said in the Slack channel. Yeah. I try to keep it PG myself, but the good thing about it is, at least with the place where I'm employed, I have some good team members that there's like a handful of us that we all trust each other because we all have the same thoughts and feelings.
Bro.
So we'll probably text each other like outside of outside of work and say, did you hear what such and such just said? Or did you hear what they just, what changes, you know what I'm trying to say? And we'll go off for a little bit, get it out of our system, and then go back to work. But I'm right there, right there with you.
Funny stuff.
I don't know how long I would work, because for me, the thing would start to creep in to say, why are you still here?
Yeah.
Like for me, it would be like, what? There's no reason for you to be here anymore. You could just walk out the door and never come back, come back here. And then they, leave them high and dry.
I'll tell you, pull up to work in that new Bugatti and park in your boss's parking spot.
That's what you got to do.
And then people would question where you got this extra money from.
Yeah. $3, bro. $3. When you do that, and you like, oh, my bad. I didn't realize that was your spot. Like you do some stuff like that. Like that's sort of funny. Anyway, please let us know. You can even leave us a voicemail, just like Jay said. And speaking of voicemails, we got a few from a couple of different correspondents. We got some Memphis correspondents, and we got some DMV correspondent as well. So here we go. First voicemail up. 3, 2, 1.
Man, I ain't even have a song for y'all today. Doggone it. But anyway, I had my brother's car today, so I had to go to. Wait a minute, this Memphis dealer name now. What's up, y'all? To clarify things of me going into the old house, they actually broke into the house. Well, no, they didn't. So I had to go over there to get the rest of my things at the old house. And so my neighbor said, there's a way to get in the house, Kate. And I said, impossible. And they said, why do you think we always stayed in the backyard late at night to make sure nobody came in your house? This window right here opens. And I said, huh? Man, they didn't open the window, climbed in, and got all the rest of my stuff out.
What?
And that's what happened. I said, you mean to tell me anybody could have climbed into this window at night while I was asleep, knowing that there's a butcher knife hidden in the mattress to my left, and there's a gun to my right, and there's another gun hidden under the nightstand to my left? And they was like, well, we made sure nobody would ever break in the house. So I think I owe them some more beer. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
So that's what happened. But I don't have to hide knives and guns where I'm at now, y'all. kind of creepy out here. But it's okay.
You moved to Smallville.
My neighbors, I haven't met them except the man across the street. But he married. He keep waving, I wave. He kind of fine, but I'm not giving that. Nope. I just wait and keep going. But he nice looking up. But I'm a changed woman. Okay, then, good night.
I'm a changed woman. I'm glad she put that at the end. That's wild, though. That is wild that her neighbors basically climbed into the house, got all the stuff out that was there, and then later told her that, oh yeah, there's a way to break into your house.
Interesting. How do you know?
Exactly. Like for me, I'm like, were y'all scheming on me the whole time? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's wild. I don't know. I don't know if you owe him some more beer or if you need to look at me more crosswise, and say, what else y'all got for mine from years ago? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Anyway, okay, here's the next one up from J Del Negro.
It's J Del Negro, aka the hater here, checking in. And like the original Jay said, he would not at all be interested in watching a WNBA dunk contest because for what? A team dunk well. In fact, maybe if they lowered the rim to 8.5, I don't know, throw some razzle dazzle in there with when they actually make a successful dunk or something like that. But it wouldn't be worth it on them trying on the 10-foot rim.
That's right.
Not too many of them are doing it with one hand. Nobody's doing it with two hands. There's a girl in high school. I think she's Canadian, white girl. She'll come down on the breaks and dunk on two hands real easy in the layup line, but she still ain't yamming on nobody yet. So I don't think it would be worth it. And just like the original Jay said, the NBA dunk contest isn't even worth it. I just want to highlight. So dunking is going to take out unless it's in short spurts. I don't know if I have an original question for you all. If I do, I'll call back. In the meantime, I'm blacking out.
Thank you, Jay. And that's interesting. That's in response to me what was it? We talking about last week about a potential WNBA dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
He does bring up an interesting point, though. If they move the rim down to 8 feet, you would probably be able to see a WNBA dunk contest. Now, how high the ladies are getting up off the ground, who's actually doing acrobatic moves to dunk.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it might be similar to the first couple NBA dunk contests, which weren't that amazing, other than Dr.
Somebody
J
gonna jump from the free throw line. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would actually be pretty dope if I saw a woman dunk from the free throw line. But then again, as an athlete, you're somebody who actually played basketball, and played well compared to me. So as a basketball player, would you feel slighted and disrespected if you went to a dunk contest and they moved the rims down for everybody to dunk on?
No. I mean, I wouldn't feel any type of way. That's way in my past.
Yeah.
That's
I'm talking about if this was your present, if this was your thing, in the middle of that time, if they would have moved the rims down for y'all to do a dunk contest, would you have been like, all right, that's cool, then I could do more dunks? Or you'd be like, man, come on, leave it back, leave it high.
I would probably feel as though we need to leave it high, especially if it's a game you at 10 feet. Mm-hmm. Ain't no sense of lowering it to 8 feet. But now that you say that, isn't there some kind of small league that has 8-foot goals?
Did you say small league?
I say a small league, not like little people league. Not little people league, but I meant small time, as in not a league that's, I guess, everywhere. I don't know. I was looking on.
I know what you mean.
Instagram or TikTok, one of them places, and I saw that there was a game going on, and they had 8-foot rims, and there were adults like me and you. playing on these 8-foot rims, and they were dunking with ease. So,
That's crazy.
I mean, if it's a game and then it transitions into the dunk contest and then both sides were on 8-foot rims, I wouldn't feel a way about it. But you know, back in my day, if we played on 10-foot rims and then they dropped it down to 8-foot rims, I'd be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think I would personally feel slighted in that scenario, but I had to say, if there is a league like that exists, it's probably one of those like, you know, adult rec league situations.
Right.
That it's different when you like have like a bunch of people between like, you know, 30 something to like 50, you know, playing pickup basketball league. Like that's totally different, you know, or whatever they call it. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. That's funny, but
yeah. So.
Back in the day, though, I could dunk on a 10-foot rim just fine. But when I had one of those adjustable rims at home, so when the friends came over and stuff like that, we definitely lowered it to 8 feet so we could dunk all over each other, or 9 feet, you know, so we could dunk all over each other because it was just funny back then.
Bro, we got a goal at the house now, 10 foot. I could barely even get to the rim. Let me say, I could barely get halfway up the net now. My
Really?
40-year-old knees are like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, too many surgeries on them things.
I'm trying to think. Can I still touch the rim? I'll have to go try.
Yeah. Nope. I can't do it no more.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You know, after having that, it's probably hard to get up there. We have a goal too, but our driveway is sort of angled. So I'll have to try. I'll have to put the goal in a place where it's not going uphill. Because right now it's going uphill. And I know I wouldn't be able to make it then. But yeah, man, it'd be interesting.
Is your son playing ball?
No, he's climbing. He goes to climb.
Oh, nice.
Climb, like rock climbing gym over here. He does some skateboarding too, but that's his thing. I wish I could get him into football or basketball or baseball or whatever, but no, he's not into it right now. So
that's good. I gotta say, man, I was very impressed by his fro. The pictures.
Oh yeah,
I see his little fro growing out.
Yeah,
like, man, the thing is sweet. It's symmetrical. It's got that little arch to it.
Yeah, he's working on that. I don't know, man. I just want him to get like a different haircut, but then again, you know, if he's maintaining it,
yes,
and it looks clean, you know, that's one thing. That's fine with me. Just do that. But yeah, and I just sent you 2 pictures of him crack climbing. They tether you to a rope, and you have a belay. Maybe he has a belay on that one. I can't see it. I can't see it. But they basically have you up, you know, let me see. Does he have a belay?
Oh, and he just has to use the
yeah, he has a belay.
Inside the cracks.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, he has to use the inside cracks with his feet and with his hands to go all the way up and down. And I mean, where he is right there on those pictures, he is at least probably 30 feet off the ground. Maybe more. Yeah, and it goes all the way
he's
up.
doing all this in jeans, no athletic pants or shorts, straight up jeans, man.
Yeah, no,
that's how we used to do it.
It's sort of crazy. It's more power to him.
That's dope.
Yeah, I can't. I'm much better on the ground, so I'll watch from down there. But yeah, he does that and he enjoys it. So you know,
good.
Something constructive, I guess. So whatever. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1.
I'll take it on my original question. So again, hey bro, AKA the haterator. My question is, I know you gentlemen have been married quite some time, and I'm sure you dated your significant other a number of years before you actually proposed and got married. But I want to know, what's the thing that you did with your significant other or prior to your significant other that you regret? Like, were you ever the guy that snooped for a phone? Were you ever the guy that lied so that that you can have a date with women that were friends. Were you ever the guy that took $20 off the dresser from your mama's purse so you can take the young lady out to the movies or something like that? Like, I'll give the instance of when I was young, about 20, girlfriend at the time, we had been together maybe 2 years. She started acting real funny when she got a different job. She came across them people. One night, she was like, I'm so sleepy, I'm going to bed, and it was like 7:30. I drove up to her house and tried to kick in her door because I knew she was not going to bed. Because after a while, she stopped returning my calls. The iterator was booming at that home. Lo and behold, she was upstairs with another guy. That was the end of our little relationship. Anyway, what's crazy from the details for crazy stories that you know personally in relationships. Once again, take on that girl, the iterator, Blackout.
That was the origin story of the haterator right there. Dang. Wow. I don't know.
I caught some of that.
Well,
I heard.
Yeah. Basically, he said, you know, he knows that we've been, you know, married for a while, but he said, you know, was there anything like, you know, crazy random things that you did, while you were dating your current spouse, or maybe back in the day when you were dating, that, you know, where you would go through a phone, or, you know, you would I don't know, what did he say? Take some money from your mom's purse so you could take a young lady out to the movies, or, you know, anything else like that. I know both of our parents probably would have like just killed us immediately if that would have happened. But or any stories that happened to you, like what happened to him.
I can't say that I've did anything that low, as far as like taking money from my mom's purse or anything like that for a date. I have did some pretty cringe-worthy things to try to get a date that I tried to block out of my mind. I have blocked out of my mind back in college. I ain't trying to relive that, but yeah, I could say it'd have to be for another day. I would have to break down every detail, but I don't want to relive those days. The college days when you're trying to impress, when you're doing things you should not be doing to try to impress young women. I was probably Captain, cringeworthy back then. Yeah. Captain Cringe. That should call my name back then, Captain Cringe. Until I realized the errors of my ways, and then that's when the majority of the girls start coming in. So the good ones, I should say, the bring to mom worthy ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, man.
Goodness gracious.
I know that I don't know. I probably detailed this at some point in time in the past, but I know I had a situation where I, started, getting I started a relationship, with this girl, and this was back in college too. I remember that. And, I didn't know her from anybody else. I just met her and thought she was, pretty or whatever. And I was still a freshman then. So the unfortunate part about that is I didn't have a car, which will come into play, in a little bit. But essentially, I started dating her, and this is the first time I realized that girls from New Mexico were crazy and should be off limits for anybody. And she was Native American, like half. I think she was half Native, half Hispanic, or maybe she was straight up full Native American. And but she's from New Mexico. They're all crazy. And come to find out, like after we had been, hanging out for a couple weeks, or like maybe something like that, I ran across. It was weird though, because it was like at night on campus, walking across campus, like back to my dorm or something like that. I ran into one of my buddies, who I only knew him in like social situations. I never really hung out. Well, let's see. No, I I went to a party at North Texas with him and a few other guys, but I didn't really hang out with him like outside of like those random handful of social situations. And mind you, this is still the first semester of my freshman year, so there's a lot of stuff I am learning on the fly. And what is it like? He was like, "Hey, are you dating this girl?" Her name was Tabitha. Are you dating Tabitha? And I was like, "Yeah, we're hanging out." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "That's my ex-girlfriend, man. We just broke up like a week ago or something like that." And I was like, "What? Really?" He was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "And I didn't know. I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh, it's all right, man. Don't worry about it. It's cool." And then like, we walked, like we just both sort of separated, walked different ways. Thankfully, violence was not in his mind at that day, because he probably could have knocked me smooth out.
Violence.
Because I was extremely, I was like just extremely naive. But then, I asked her about that. She's like, "Oh yeah, we just broke up, and we were dating for like a year or something like crazy, like a long time." I was like, "Dang, okay, what's that about?" She's like, "Oh no, I don't like him anymore. I never want to talk to him. Like we got into an argument. I hate him. I just never want to talk to him again." Well, like this was like the narrative that she kept like spitting to me over the course of like, maybe like a month or something like that. Couple months actually. And then we get to Valentine's Day. And I just remember, her saying all that stuff, never wanted to talk to him. I remember it was that day I just got out of class. I went to lunch with one of my friends in like the main cafeteria, and you could see out the front window, people coming in and out, because it was also in like the student union. You see people coming out, you see people hanging out, like in the foyer over there and stuff like that. So my friend that I talked about earlier, I saw him hanging out there with some other guys that I knew. And I was just sitting in there, having lunch. And then I saw the girl, the girl, the girl that I'd been dating, walk in the door. And then like she saw him, they talked for a minute, and they had like this nice embrace. And I was like, "Hold on. First of all, you said you never want to talk to him again. Second of all, you said you hate him, but now you're hugging him." I was like, "This is suspect." But this is Valentine's Day. So at the same time, she had already said that, that night at her house, she was going to have like, several friends over, and it's going to be like a little like random couples Valentine's party, and everybody's just going to hang out and eat and whatever. And so I was like, obviously she was inviting me. She's like, "Yeah, I'll come and pick you up," and blah, blah, blah. And so, I was like, before that, I was like, "Okay, bet. Yeah, I'm going to come over. I'll be ready. It'll be fun." And then all I remember after seeing that, the friend that I was with, I was like, "You see what just happened?" And they're like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "No, that's her ex-boyfriend." And, she was like, she telling me all this stuff. She didn't want to be around him. And so what happened was that night she was like, "Hey, I'll be over to pick you up in about 30 minutes. I was like, "Just don't come." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Don't bother coming. I saw what happened today." And I like laid it all out. She's like, "No, I wasn't there. I didn't do it." I was like, "I saw you, and I was with my friend too. So I have a witness." She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Okay, yeah, I did that." And you know what?
Wow.
She was like, she tried to backpedal a lot. And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm done. It's over. Yeah, I'm not coming to the party." She's like, "What? Right? I can't believe it." And then so then she put on like some of her random friends that were at the party, like hanging out too. And like they're like, "Come on, Jared, man, it's gonna be a fun time, man. Come on." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. This girl cheated on me. Like she probably cheated on me. And like, the situation that I'm seeing right here, is not telling me that she is being extremely truthful." So I was like, "You know what? I'm not going to come to the party." And so that was on Valentine's Day. So I broke up with her on Valentine's Day just because of that reason. Because there was a bunch of like, I don't know. It just seemed shady that she had told me for a couple of months at that point how much she hated and never wanted to talk to this dude, and then all of a sudden she was hugging up on him, and it was like they were still together. I was like, okay, I see what's happening. So I don't know if I was just like the break, the dude that she hooked up with on the break. Like, I don't know what it was, but yeah, forget that.
Sorry, man. I felt that one in my chest, in my soul.
It's all right. I'm gonna tell you what though. Like I said earlier, I didn't have a car, so yeah, I told her don't come pick me up. That was one thing. I think I had flowers for her, but I didn't give them to her because of that. That was another thing. And I gave them to somebody else. I don't know what happened to them. Or maybe I threw them away. I can't remember. And then the other thing about New Mexico girls being crazy is like probably like 3 or 4 years later, I dated another girl from New Mexico. For some reason, and she was like sort of bonkers too. Like I don't know. I think she had to be checked into like a mental institution, like when she was like in high school, like all kinds of stuff, which I didn't know. And she seemed normal. The crazy thing is, all those New Mexico girls seem normal until you date them.
That's pretty wild.
And I am generalizing about the entire state.
You know what's funny? I come across this channel on YouTube. Forgot what the name of it, but they interview all these people from like I think New Mexico and maybe even Arizona, Phoenix, maybe New Mexico, but all them girls and stuff, they're all on drugs and they all got mental problems, and it's pretty scary. I don't yeah, man. Maybe it's something about the water out there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the heat. The heat gets to them and fries their brains.
It might be. There's possibly something about that. I don't know. This is the thing. What I did learn from people who live in remote places, New Mexico, especially on the reservations, Alaska, people who lived in Alaska, who grew up there, a lot of them really don't have much to do except for hang out with their friends in the middle of the desert, or ice sheet, or whatever it is that they're doing, and hang out, smoke and drink, and do shenanigans, like nothing, like no real like fun things. At least that's the way it was back then. So maybe that has something to do with it. Like they just don't have anything constructive to do. So, they choose to I don't know, it'd be weird. I don't know. It is very interesting, but yeah, but that's a good question, J. Del Negro. Thankfully, I think that's about as deep as we got this time, but
yeah. I'll have to go back in my memory bank to find some of those cringeworthy moments and decide if I want to share with you guys, because it's pretty bad. When I think about it, it's like, why did I do that? To impress this girl, to try to get this girl. Yeah. Another day.
Yeah. I don't know. We can bring that up at some other time, but yeah, it's just one of those things, man. It's one of those things, but that's a good question. Appreciate that, J. Del Negro. Yeah. All right, let's see. Next up, back down to Memphis. So we went from Memphis up to the DMV, and now back down to Memphis.
Nice.
I have a song for y'all today. Shoot, Memphis people. Guess what? So I was reading on the internet, and CNBC did a study on the worst states to live and work in.
Uh-oh.
And it was 9 of them listed. Number 9 was Florida. Number 8 was Arkansas.
Yep.
Arkansas. Number 7 for Aberdeen was Tennessee. And they ain't let us. Number 6 was Indiana. Number 5 was Missouri. Number 4 was South Carolina and Alabama. They're tied. Number 3 was Louisiana. Number 2 was Oklahoma.
I could tell you that
And
one.
guess what number 1 was? It was, we do everything big down here in Texas. Which I thought was quite interesting. And they say they based it on rent and theft and the traffic and stuff, so which was interesting to me. How y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? I'm doing all right. Ain't nothing good on TV. So I guess I go to Tubi and look at some ghetto stuff. I may see me walking in a grocery store because, you know, they record, they shows everywhere, Walgreens, everywhere. So. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, I'll tell y'all about my new neighbors later.
That's crazy. So, top 9 worst places to live in. Texas was number 1, huh? Let's see. If they base it off of rent, theft, and traffic.
Wow. Oh man, traffic I could see.
I don't know about the rent.
Just based down in Houston. You know, when I went last weekend.
Oh yeah.
I could say it comparable to Dallas traffic. That's how I compare it to. I live on the Fort Worth side, so it's like, it's not much. Go to Dallas, it's highways crossing, intersecting, and people trying to get over here and get over there. And it's just bunched up. In Houston, it's just the exact same way. Lots of traffic, lots of high. And I tell you one thing, Houston does not like to use signal lights.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Nobody in Houston uses one signal light. I'm like, come on, people.
It's true. I'll say that I am shocked that California was nowhere on that list for rent, theft, and traffic. I mean, come on. They gotta be top 3. And Texas, you know, the part that I don't understand about that is the rent. I really am not, you know, too sure about the theft and the traffic. Well, I do know about the traffic, but the rent, man, where I live here right now, you know, rent prices are crazy. I mean, home prices are crazy compared to back home, especially what you get for the money. You know, the amount of land that you get around your house that you live on or you live in, you know, and the size of the houses versus the cost of homes and the amount of land back home in Texas. Like it's much more in Texas than here. California, even, you know, it's even less than Utah, you know, like $1 million homes that are from like 1942 that are broke down, you know, on like, you know, not much land. So I don't understand that. But I will tell you one thing, like you just said, you drove in Houston last week. Driving in California, it's just like driving in Texas, but add about 10 to 15 miles per hour to the pace of driving and like reckless pace. They'll use their signal, right? But they'll use their signal while they're getting over on you, going 15 miles per hour faster than the rest of traffic, right? While there's like, you know, congested traffic. That's in the LA area. Like, it's crazy, man. I normally, you know, don't have too many of those like white knuckle moments while I'm driving. But yeah, in LA, boy, it was like that. It was like that. But yeah, that's good. That's good. But it looks like she came back with another story after that. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Now, I was off to see the Wizard of Oz yesterday, and I didn't have on no red movie slippers, y'all. This Memphis Devil, and we had a mini tornado to come through here.
Oh, dang.
I got off my motorcycle because I had to go to the doctor's, which was 12 minutes away. I was like, I'm riding a motorcycle. So get home, all of a sudden, the clouds turned black, and I ran it. I skipped it. No, skipped it. Shoot. Flying, skipped it on in the house. I don't know what word, how you spell it, but anyway, I get on in the house. I put me some food in the air dryer. Wait a minute.
Air
I
dry.
ain't even been drinking. I said air dryer. Y'all don't know what I meant. Air fryer. Air fryer, because we just got our lights back on. Our lights been out
That's funny.
like 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I was cooking in the air fryer, some chicken with little hooks, rolls, and spices.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my auntie, and I put some broccoli in there, so we ate it, and the lights flickered. And then the lights went out. And all of a sudden, you heard this wind, and then I looked out the window at the patio furniture. It was moving around the backyard. Y'all no lie.
Hmm.
Then all of a sudden, I seen my motorcycle cover and somebody's tree next door way up high.
Hmm.
And I ran out the front door, looked at my bike, looked at our garbage can. Everybody's garbage can was running down the street, y'all.
Hmm.
So I was running in the rain and the wind trying to save our garbage can because I wasn't studying everybody else's garbage can. And then I saved our garbage can, and then we ain't had no lights. And I was stuck here with no radio because everything's in storage. And the Wizard of Oz wind almost took me, y'all. It took my bandana off my head. I was soaking wet. I couldn't see. Oh, Lord. My bike looked like it wanted to fly away, too. We were scared, and it affected 180,000 customers here.
Ouch.
Okay, then, bye.
Wow.
And then she just ends the story. Okay, then bye. Wow, that's crazy. Well, thankfully, y'all were safe from that. I hate when those tornadoes, man. That's one of the scariest things wherever you live, for that to come through.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, she got her motorcycle cover down because it was stuck up in the top of a tree. I mean, it may not come down after that. You know what I'm trying to say?
For sure.
So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So here we go. Next, 3, 2, 1. Last one.
The previous call that you just received, please note that the caller was not drunk, not tipsy, not high. The caller was tired from being up all night with her window open in a new neighborhood to get some air. Please do not make fun, talk about, or laugh at the previous caller. Thank you.
Oh, Kayla, you crazy. Thank you for those voicemails. Thank you all. Y'all can definitely leave voicemail just like Jay detailed earlier today on the show. So, you have any questions today, Jay?
Well, besides that initial first one, no. But I want to ask if you heard about this. This kind of caught my eye. I had not heard about it, but it's regarding this man, Rasheem Carter. He's a guy in Mississippi that went missing. And have you ever seen the old Ice-T movie called Surviving the Game, where they drop him off in the wilderness and these white people hunt him?
Surviving the Game. I've heard the name. I haven't seen it though.
Well, this is pretty similar. It's pretty sad, but so this guy, he's a young guy, 25 years old. He went missing in Mississippi because I think he had received a job offering, and maybe he got into an argument possibly with his boss, and then something happened. Don't quote me on that. Probably got to read the article, people. I'm just going to read what's on. This happened in March, so I'm going to read what's on the news website. So it says Rasheem Carter, a Mississippi black man who went missing last October after claiming he was being targeted by white men in his community, was found dead and body dismembered shortly after according to a newly released autopsy, and his family is asking for federal probe into his death. Carter was reported missing 2 days after his last known sighting in Laurel, Mississippi. Last October, days after telling his mother and police about being targeted by white men in his community. A month later, his remains were found in a wooded area south of Taylorsville. Quote, one thing is for certain, this was not a natural killing. This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed. Attorney Ben Crump has said Let's see. The report states that the conditions of the remains at the time of autopsy made it difficult to determine exact timing of the injuries, and states there were signs of animal activity on the remains clouding the picture. The medical examiner ruled that the cause of death are both undetermined. Let's see. Carter's head, you know, his head. They have recently found remains that they believed are also Rasheem Carter at another part where he went missing. And what tells us is that this was a nefarious act. This was an evil act. Somebody murdered Rasheem Carter, and we cannot let them get away with this. So I'm not going to read every single thing, but, you know, this kind of caught my ear when I was scrolling through TikTok, and people have I guess there was a picture released from maybe a store camera or maybe a house cam showing this guy running through, you know, kind of running through the area, had his shirt off. And I think there were phone calls about this. I think the guy himself, Rasheem Carter, said that he called his mom. He said, quote, my son told me that it was 3 truckloads of white guys trying to kill him. And at the time that he told me, as a mother, you know, I had to think fast. So I told him to go to the police station because I felt my heart would, that they would serve and protect like they are obligated to do. You got to remember this, Mississippi. Yes. So Carter visited the Taylorsville Police Department on 2 separate occasions leading up to his disappearance. So apparently police didn't do anything to help him out. Some people think that the police are behind this, you know, kind of helping these guys out. That this particular area is considered a sundown town. And for those who don't know what a sundown town is, back in the day, they were those towns where if you were black, you could not be caught after sundown because, it would not too many good things would happen to you. You know. So so this is just a wild thing to think that. I'm not even gonna say it's wild because I think this crazy stuff like this still goes on to this day. You know, especially in those little backwood towns like Mississippi, probably Louisiana, Alabama, maybe even Tennessee, you know, West Virginia,
Arkansas,
Arkansas,
all of them,
Arkansas,
the Confederate states. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely,
and maybe even some that were borderline Confederate. You know,
Fider, Texas, where we
Oklahoma,
were always
Texas,
told not to stop.
Exactly.
It's just real wild to think that, you know, this type of thing still goes on, and there's still a big list of sundown towns all across, you know, the South where you cannot be caught at. So, you know, hopefully this family gets some type of justice. I mean, that's hard, man. That's hard to hear your kid being killed and dismembered. I don't want to think about that, but you know, I just wanted to see if anybody's heard something like this. It's a big mystery, man. Big mystery.
I heard about it, but oh no, go ahead.
No, so I was just gonna say, bringing back that Ice-T movie, Surviving the Game. I'm curious to know if there's still stuff. They say all kind of movies are inspired by something else. So I'm imagining what if that movie was inspired by something like, you know, these particular instances of people bringing somebody in just to hunt them and kill them.
Yeah.
And not worry about, you know, any type of repercussions that's going to happen to them.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I would not, unfortunately, I would not be surprised if that was a thing. And, you know, there's all these other, what do you call it? Like, all these other like game or movies that are, you know, like what's it called? Mockingjay, what is it called? I can't remember the name of that movie now.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, movies like that, and the Asian originators, of those movies. I wouldn't be surprised if that does actually exist somewhere in the world, and we just don't know it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, that dude definitely sounds like he was lynched. That's what it sounds like, and that's unfortunate. I mean, it's the Ahmaud Arbery, type of situation. And there's the country singer who was canceled, a while back. I can't remember for what he said. He said something that was, definitely had like some racist undertones on it, or overtones, whatever you want to call it. And then now he has a quote unquote hit song called, Try That in a Small Town. It's like, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with, like anything to do with like any kind of racial scenario. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. Wow.
But I'm like, no. I have a friend, has a Latina friend of mine from back in Texas. Actually, two different ones around this same topic. One of them was like, if you don't like the song title, try that in a small town, just turn it off the radio and listen to something else. Latina friend, by the way. And then another Latina friend. The first one, she grew up with me and went to school with me in Houston. The other one I worked with in Fort Worth. And she posted something, and she was on the opposite side, and she was like, it was like a meme or something like that said, it was like a picture of the singer on stage, and it had like that quote, "Try that in a small town." And then there was another picture next to it with Ahmaud Arbery on it and said, "Tried it in a small town." And she was like, now you see why people are mad about that. So yeah, man. I mean, people, it's the thing is people who have those feelings a lot of times will show it to you, right? Like put it right in your face and let you know. You just have to be able to identify it, and take a course of action off of that. But like, yeah, I mean, it's out blatant, it's blatant what the person's trying to say in that situation. So wild, man.
Wow.
It's wild.
Crazy.
Stay away from crazies.
Yeah.
That's wild. On a good note, for somebody that went missing recently, I can't remember the lady's name now.
Oh, saw the baby on the side of the road.
Yeah, the lady says she saw a baby on the side of the road, and she like called and reported it, and then the lady was missing for a couple of days. But thankfully they found her safe. They found her safe, and I guess there were reports of like, instead of it being a baby, it was like a little person, and maybe there was some other people involved, so maybe she got kidnapped. All kinds of things like that. So yeah, it's crazy. But then the wild thing about the internet today and social media today is I don't know if people just automatically expect something bad to happen. I don't know if people just, question things just to be, they question things just to be contradictory, but it was like, as soon as she was found and she was found safe, they were like, so how was she found safe? How do we know this is not a fake story? How do we know that this isn't made up? She could have just said that to get some attention. Like, why isn't she out here providing answers to what happened? And I mean, this lady was just found safe after being missing, after she reported a child, just hanging out on the side of the road. But yeah, she was found, and so she's probably, getting some kind of like medical attention or something like that, to try to recover from whatever, situation she'd been going through. And so it's like, man, I mean, people dang, like the lady was found alive and safe. Like, just be happy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's no reason to question it. Maybe if there is something that is, you know, if there is something that is fake about it, or if there was some nefarious intent in it, and that comes out in the future, okay, yeah, question it then. But right now, all we know is this lady reported a baby off the side of the road, then went missing immediately, and then now she's found safe. So something, you know, something happened, whatever it is, you know, thankfully, you know, the lady like that. But I'm like, I mean, come on, people, like for real. Why? Just be happy. Just be happy this story ended well. You know, that's the only thing I can think of. But
wow. Yeah, it's I hadn't dug too deep into it. I just heard it when my wife told me something about it. Yeah, it's like all the stuff that people were saying. So I don't know. I have no clue what. I'm sure it's going to come out in the next week or so. What really happened?
Yeah, hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. So,
yeah. All right.
Yeah, hopefully it does. I don't know. I just, I don't know. For me, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. I lost it.
Oh, good.
Anyway, what else you got? Anything? Nothing?
Nothing. There's. Yeah. I'm gonna have to save it for next week because there's something that kind of piqued my interest a few days ago when I caught it online, but now I can't remember every single detail about it. But it was fairly interesting. Might bring it up, but yeah, I don't have anything else pressing today. Been doing a lot of selling on eBay, so just made a sale, so I need to go package that up.
Look at you, boy! Look at you making that happen. What's your eBay handle so people know where to go and buy some stuff?
Well, people, you could my eBay handle. Where is it at? Let me see what the name is because it changed a long time ago. Don't know why it just automatically changed and I can't change it back. Hold on, give me a second, folks. Where is my eBay somewhere? One second, folks. 1 second. It's getting there.
Go on there and find some dope stuff from Jay. While you look that up, I know that you are a big fan of the Cause, you know, the artist who does like all the Cause things, whatever. When we were in California, we're walking around at this like outdoor mall, and there was someone there selling candles in one of those like little like center strip like pop-up trailer thingies.
Right.
And they had some Cause candles of all different colors and shapes and sizes. But it was like, you know, the design of that main character.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It's wild. There's so many like fakes and stuff out there.
Yeah.
If the minimum price you're not seeing is like $200, then it's probably not real. No.
I was thinking about buying one and sending it to you, but it's so hot in Texas, it probably would have melted.
It probably would have. It probably would have.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't even. Hold on, man. This is kind of weird. Okay. Here you go, people. If you want to search any of the fairly, I won't say cheap, they're priced just about right for what they're worth. You could go to JONATHAROS 30. Don't know why I got that handle, but that's just the one that eBay kind of gave to me initially. So yeah, you could go there, search up whatever I have. I don't have many things, but what I do have, they're selling. They're selling fast. Yeah. And,
I think you can change your handle like once every 90 days or something like that. So if you wanted to go in and change it to something else, you could do that. If I remember the rules correctly.
Let me see.
You might be able to do that on your like on your profile settings or something like that on eBay.
Mm.
So that's cool though. Go check that out. Go find some.
Oh, look at
Find some
that.
good stuff.
See, I wouldn't even known that unless Jared said something. I'm gonna go ahead and change it right now. But what do I change it to?
You know, I have very extensive experience with eBay. We'll just say that. So
You do.
Yeah. So I can go on there and let you know one way or the other. So do you have paintings? Do you have characters, or you just have a little bit of everything?
Just my getting rid of my collection of stuff. Getting rid of my collection of stuff. Just trying to minimize because I don't need a lot of the stuff anymore. It'll help me pay for school supplies and other bills that I have. Just trying to downsize, man. I got to the point where I'm like, I don't really need this stuff anymore. It's brought me pleasure.
Yeah.
If you want to call it, it brought me brief pleasure the times that I've been able to get the stuff. When you make that, it's kind of like people who buy sneakers. If you could get it when it drops before it sells out, you get that kind of like that instant high, that dopamine hit. But then after a while, when they just sit on the shelf and just collect stuff, and you have like, it's kind of like little bragging rights, like, oh yeah, I picked that up, I got that. I don't need it anymore. It doesn't serve a purpose.
Give me the title of one of the things that I could search for that's on your store.
All right, let me see.
Just the title. You don't have to say the whole thing.
Let's see. Search for Tech 63 Ravager. So TEQ63.
TEQ63.
Yes, and Ravager. RAVAGER.
Let's see. Oh, dang. I see a bunch of stuff here. There's 21 items when I pulled that up. Let's see here. Okay, I see yours. Nice.
I just changed it. So hey, it's J80. Cool. I got 100% feedback, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about me duping you.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, that's cool, man. Check that out. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to look and see all the things you have. Do you have multiple listings on there? On that for Tech Ravagers?
No, that's just the only one I have up there now.
Yeah.
It's a set of 2. So hopefully it'll bring somebody some joy.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Well, hey man, I'll check out the stuff that you got going on there. Yeah, that's cool. Well, sweet man. Well, hey, how about this? As I sit here and geek out on all these toys, why don't you go ahead and tell the people, where they could find us and leave us a message. Also, shout out your eBay store, the new name now, and we can black out and try to get some people on here soon.
Yeah. All right, people. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, #Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite streaming app for podcasts. We're on there. Check us out on YouTube. We'll be bringing on guests. You'll be able to chime in live with these guests, maybe even ask them some questions during that time. Email us topics, potential guests if you want to be on. Email us or DM us, slide into our DMs. #blackoutpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to slide into the Hooks Rub DM. Show Hooks Rub how you season meat. Get some seasoning for your meat. All types of meats for your vegetables. If you're
all
vegan,
your meats.
Vegetarian, get some seasoning in your life.
Put the seasoning on your booty meats, okay?
On your booty meat, huh?
Pork booty meats.
Okay. I thought you was going another direction. They talking about eating the booty like groceries, but
No,
no.
not with
Yes.
that. You don't. I don't think that's a good. Hey, you know what? You do you, but I don't think that's a good application. Even though Hooks Rub does carry multi cuisine spices, so maybe that's part of the cuisines that are multi in these streets.
Sprinkle a little Jamaican rub on that brown
That's
eye.
all I got for that.
Yuck. All right. Anyway,
yeah, nah, I don't
there
know.
we go. Blacking out, people.
Yeah.
Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, you go to
Make it
go to HeyIt'sJ_80.
Yeah, do that too.
HeyIt'sJ_80 on eBay. Go buy some stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I guess on that note, we'll holler at y'all soon, and I am blacking out.
Later.
Wait. Come on, end. Come on, you piece of trash. End.
The piece of